Is it fine with you if your husband has close female friends who calls anytime? If yes, how do you cope with that? What is your take on sex before marriage? Is it okay to check your husband's phone or wife's phone? Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. It's me, your host Mary Johnson, Mary J for short. I want to say a very big thank you for joining me on today's episode. This is a challenge week, as we all know, so we are starting it up today, and I plead that you would all support me. So I just have some questions and I would love to answer those questions. And if you are yet to send me some questions, you can still do them, okay? And yes, and I would answer your questions. Okay, so let's get straight into this video. Now, these are some questions relating to marriage, friendship, just like I say, and I would be answering some of the questions that I receive. And if you also know that there are some answers that you would want to give or some contributions, you please do that, because we are here to learn. We are all here to grow, okay? Yeah. So the first question that I'll be answering is it fine with you if your husband has close female friends who calls anytime? If yes, how do you cope with that? Well, first of all, I would love to say I won't be happy if my husband has close friends always calling him, and they are female, calling him all the time. So even when you are with your husband, when you just want to have that lonely time with your husband, when you want to be with him, they are always calling. No. Even if those friends, even if they are your husband's friends, they should at least know when to call and not when to call. And if those friends are ex, I think there is no need connecting with them. Your ex should remain your ex. It should remain just there, because if care is not taken, when you open up for your ex to come into your life calling you all the time, they might as well become your present. So it is dangerous, because for me, I won't be that comfortable if my husband's female friends are calling him all the time. I would be like, these people, they shouldn't be calling him, because he is a married person. When he gets married, I think his female friends should know that he's married. So what do you think? You can actually, give us your opinion in the comment section below. He said, if yes, how do you cope with that? Well, I can't cope with that because I'm not saying yes. My answer is no. It is not right. Those friends of our husbands, or those female friends, they should know that he is not single. They should know that level has changed, if I may use that word. So they should try to respect boundaries. I believe respect is so important, because that man is now a married person. So they should learn how to respect the marriage. They should learn how to respect the woman of the house and give the man some breathing space. That's what they should do. They should give the man some breathing space. And the next question says, what are the common problems of marriage? What are the common problems of marriage? I'll be mentioning some few, because there are so many things that cause problem in marriage. Number one, infidelity causes problem in marriage. So when a partner is not faithful, when a partner cheats, it causes problem. Another thing that causes problem in marriage is money. I know some people will not believe this, some people will not accept this, but yes, finance causes problem. So that's why you always have to make sure you handle the financial aspects of your marriage so well. You should be careful on how you manage it, so it wouldn't come to bring problem. Another thing that causes problem in marriage is sex. Yes, sex actually brings problem in different home, and that's why you all have to understand yourselves. You all have to always talk to yourself on it and know when you want it. Although it is not a timetable, you shouldn't have a timetable, maybe only on Tuesdays or on Fridays, but I believe you shouldn't ignore your partner when it comes to sex. And I've heard of so many marriages that are going through some trouble because the partner things that no, I don't need, I'm not interested, but the other party is interested. So you should always try to adjust this part of your life. These are the common things that bring problem in marriage. And also stress, like when you are stressed up from work and you allow the stress from work, stress from friends, stress from around to come into your home. It can actually affect your marriage. Yes. So that's why we shouldn't allow the things that we receive from outside. We shouldn't bring it into our home. We should be careful. We should handle it. Infidelity is not right. So you should always try to be faithful to your spouse, and also try to manage your finance good. So these are the things that can actually cause problem, and these are just few of many things that can cause problem. Now the next question says, is it okay to check your husband's phone or wife's phone? Is it okay to check your husband's phone? Now, as for me, I use my husband's phone. So it depends on the angle where you're coming from. Checking your husband's phone, maybe when he's not around, when he's sleeping, then you go and sneak in to open and then read all of those messages. What are you trying to do? Like, what are you doing? But if checking your husband's phone in a situation whereby it is just a normal thing, like as for me, I take my husband's phone, I can actually log into his Facebook with his phone, watch things. He actually takes my own phone also, log into Facebook with my own phone. So as for us, when he sees me with his phone, he's not having any bad mind like, this woman, what are you doing? But as for me, I wouldn't secretly go and start opening his phone, maybe to read his comments, the comment that he has with his, maybe with his siblings, to see what did they say. These people, you know, when you are doing that, it is not good, because if he or she finds out, he or she wouldn't be happy that you went around acting it that way. So I would say it is actually preferable that you know what your spouse like. So if your spouse is okay with you going through his or her phone, then it is fine. But if they are not okay, then I think you should respect their decision. You can actually try it once and see her reaction or his reaction, and then you will know, okay, is he okay? And another thing is your reason, your intention. What do you have in mind before you pick that phone? Do you have something negative in mind? Are you going through that phone to see if there are some guys or some girls that said hi, hello? So our intention, you know, is also important. You should also have the right mindset, the right intention. The next question here is Mary. Mary, how do you know that your husband was Mr. Right? How do I know that my husband was Mr. Right? I know that my husband was Mr. Right because there was something different that I saw in him that I couldn't see in other people. There was something different that I felt for him that I didn't feel for other people. Other men came, those that said they wanted to marry me and other stuffs, but I wasn't convinced in my mind. I wasn't at peace. But with my husband, I found peace. With my husband, I was okay. So for me, it was the peace that I found in my husband that actually gave me that, yes, he is my Mr. Right. And you can't find this peace outside God, because you will always direct it in the hands of God. So before you take any action on saying yes to any man, you should make sure that it is in line with the plans of God. And that was actually what I did. I committed it in the hands of God. I prayed about it. I didn't go to anybody. So this is actually between me and my God. I prayed about it and I found peace. When I found peace, I knew, yes, he's my Mr. Right. Yeah, that's it. So the next question says, what is your take on sex before marriage? What is my take on sex before marriage? Now, I know the world is turning into something else. People will tell you, oh, you have to test before you go into. People will tell you have to know if it is what you want. So many people say so many things. But no matter what people are saying outside, it doesn't stop the standard of God. This is actually my own foundation. And this is actually where I always stand. God's standard is different. God's standard is unique. God's standard is genuine. So sex is not meant for single people. Sex is made for married people. So it shouldn't be because of sex then you say, okay, let us do this, let us work it out, let us marry so I can be having the sex all the time. No, sex before marriage is no, like it is not right. But although people do it, and yeah, but when we want to look at it from the right perspective, it is not right. Why should you go down with him? What if after he might have gone down with you and he abandoned you? Some people will say, but he said I should go down with him if I love him. And he said I should do it. If not, he will not marry me. So what if he goes down with you and he abandons you? You think before you act. So sex before marriage is not a guarantee that the man would marry you, but sex is meant for married people and not for single people. Okay, so the next question says, what are the ideal activities that can help to build a strong bond between couples? I mean activities that will help not to get bored of your partner. Yeah, I love these questions. What are the activities that couple can engage themselves in so they can always, have this great bond, so they can always have this great bond, so that they will not feel boring, so that they will not feel like, I need some air in this relationship or something like that. There are so many activities that couples can engage on, so many activities. Now, like number one, I would say couples can cook together. Yes, when you are cooking, your husband can actually come in to assist you. When you are cooking, your husband can actually come to assist you. Maybe he's not doing anything much, but he's just there at the background, talking to you, chisting to you, maybe helping you to get some water, helping you to slice some tomatoes. Yes, I really, really love this. This helps a whole lot. So as for me, when my husband comes to help me, I really feel this, joy, like, wow, he's there. Sometimes maybe he's not even doing anything, but his presence there all alone just changes everything. So couples should try to cook together. Another thing that that my husband and I do that also help us is couples should try as much as they can to walk out of their home. Like what I mean by walking out of their home, after staying at home for so long, sometimes you should just take a walk. 15 minutes walk, 20 minutes walk, it wouldn't hurt. So my husband and I, we will take some walk, we'll trek, maybe 30 minutes, we'll just go around, receive some fresh air. You hold your hands together. As you are walking on the street, you are discussing on some topics, you are talking and you are discussing, you are just going around. This is, you are not just going to any specific place, you are just trying to walk around. So I know there are some other things, but these are the things that I do, or my husband and I do, that actually keep us bound together, that actually bring us together, that till date, I'm not feeling boring. This is almost 6 years of my marriage, and I'm not feeling like I need some fresh air or I can't do this anymore. No, because once in a while, we try to chip in some things that will make the marriage still burn and look juicy, sweet. So yeah, the next thing that married couple can do to keep their bond so as not to be boring is watching some movies together. It will be good for you to watch some movies together. Lie on his lap, cuddle together, watch some movies together, smile as you watch the movies, discuss about some things, talk about some things, and then you just discuss about it. My husband and I, sometimes I'll just bring up a topic and then we'll just be talking about that topic. He will give his opinion, just talk. Engage in talk frequently on your husband. It is always good. And also another thing is message. Yes, you should try as much as you can to send some text messages. It is always good. Maybe you are at home, you needed something, just send us a message. Hello, I'm missing you, darling. Oh, I love you so much. Wow, if you're a man, wow, I really love the food you cooked, my darling. Just all of those little things that we think they do not count, really they count. They are all important. Your husband goes out, just send him some message. He comes back, you kiss him. He comes back, hug him, make him feel comfortable. He comes back. There are just so many things that you can do that will make the marriage lively, okay? Even if it's talking to him on phone, just call him. Like I made a video. I am married, but I have a boyfriend. There was a video that I made. I'm married, but I have a boyfriend. My husband will go to work. When he comes out for break, he would come, he will be on call, we will talk and talk. All of those things, it helps also. Communication, it helps. Discuss on some topics, talk about some things, go out on a date. Not just when you have birthday, even when you don't have any birthday. Be happy. Do those things that you love. What are those things that when you both do, you are all happy? Do them frequently and avoid those things that will make you angry. Avoid those things that would make you guys clash or have misunderstanding. So yeah, and many other. Also try to pray together. The family that pray together stays together. And remember, love, for you to build love in a marriage, it is not the work of just one person. The two partner, like I said, the two partner have to be ready. The two partner really need to invest into their marriage. So you have to be ready, and the other person have to be ready. So you both have to be ready to make things work. Always talk about things. Don't allow anger to remain or to stay for 2, 3, 4 days, 1 week, 2 weeks. It is wrong. So always talk things up. Always talk things up. Make your partner your best friend. Make him your best friend. You are never tired of your best friend. So if you make your partner your best friend, like your gist mate, I know you will not feel bored. I know you will not be tired. The next question says, will you advise me to accept an arranged marriage? Well, this question, I'm not going to answer this question here because I want to make a separate video for this particular question. Okay, so I will answer this question, but not on this video, but on a separate video on my failed arranged marriage. Now, I know you will be like, Mary, are you a divorcee? Well, I'm not going to answer that here. You're going to hear all of it, how my marriage, how the arranged marriage failed, how I walked out because I couldn't stay in it. So I'm going to talk about it on another episode, so you watch out for that video. Okay, so yes. And the last question that I have here, but not the least, because I don't want this video to be long, so the last question that I'll be answering is, what is the normal age gap for partners? What is the normal, like I got this question, I'm getting this question, Mary, what is the normal age gap? Because someone came to me, the person senior me with this years, and Mary, how old did your husband senior Mary, how old do you and your husband have interval? Now, I would like to put it up here that marriage is not just all about age. Although, yes, you won't go and marry a man that is close to his grave, but marriage is not all about age. Like, there are some people that got married to someone that just senior them with a year, and after 5 years, the man died. Some people got married with someone that senior them with 5 years. After 20 years, the man is gone. Why some people actually marry someone that's senior them with 10 years and they are still living for 30 years, for 40 years. Even if you're marrying a man that is way older than you, you should make sure that you feel important. You should make sure that you are happy. You should make sure you are proud of that man, because some people end up marrying a man maybe because he has money and he's older, but they are not proud of him. They can't walk on the street so proud with him. So if you are marrying a man, you should always have it in mind that age is a number. Yes, age is a number. The most important thing is, are you both compatible? Are you ready to commit all into this marriage? Do you really love this man? Do you find peace? Do you still see yourself with him in the next 20 years? Do you still see yourself with her in the next 30 years? So this should be the important thing. So not if he seniors you with 3, 4, 5 years. So for me, what that is much more important is that you should find out if really you will find peace, if you will find happiness, if he is that Mr. Right. Like, as for me, before, I always say in my mind, I want to marry someone that will senior me with 5 years. Sometimes I say with 5 years, then I changed. I was like, no, with 8 years, with 10 years. You know, as of then, I didn't actually know exactly what I wanted. But the man that I got married to, when I said yes, I didn't even ask him, how old are you? Because for me, as of that time, it wasn't important. My happiness was much more important than any number called age. So your happiness should come first before any age. If you see a man that seniors you with 10 years and you are happy with him, would you say, because he seniors me with 10 years, please, I can't do this, then you walk out of that marriage? No. I think if he seniors you with 10 years, with 5 years, with 12 years, with a year, and you love him and you find peace, happiness, joy, please, you stay in that marriage. And yes, I've come to the end of this video because there's just a whole lot. We can't finish them. And I'll be answering other questions as we continue on this challenge. Okay, so you please stick around with me on this challenge this week. Let us do this together. And if there are some answers you would love to give, you please drop them in the comment section. I would so much appreciate it. I would love to read your comments, and also other people would also love to read your comments, and they will be blessed by doing so. Thank you all so much for staying with me. I remain your host, Mary Johnson, Mary J for short. Please do not forget to like this video, share, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I love you all.